Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. Well, of course, we have the mega storm, the frankenstorm, about ready to hit the East Coast. And of course, this is quite interesting coming as it does, just before the election. It may offer people that, presidential look for the various candidates as they hurry and give up their campaigning to run to the various places hit by this in order to make it seem like they really care about us. So that'll be the next sort of fucking show that we have to deal with. Now, there really is nothing to be said anymore about this situation because I think I've outlined it very much. I've talked about Obama for years. Before he was even the Democratic Party nominee in 2008, I pointed out to you how he was a complete sellout. And of course, he has reneged on every campaign promise that he has put forward in 2008. There is nothing to suggest that anything would be different now. But when you look at what he is actually calling for, there is nothing in his campaign that will benefit individuals and families in this country. And he's still talking about doing the grand deal where he gets to slash and gut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, the so-called entitlement programs, which I would be fucking remiss if I did not tell you once again how fucking Social Security and Medicare have dedicated revenue streams and this is very important. These are off-budget items. Do you understand? And this is the fucking way it's been for years. But politicians continuously attempt to put these fucking things back into the budget to make it seem as though that is a legitimate thing to fucking cut to balance the fucking budget. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the motherfucking budget deficit can go fuck itself. I don't care what the fucking deficit is. I don't care what the motherfucking debt is in this goddamn country. Okay? If you have a populace that is suffering under egregious corporate domination, and you're in a position to do something about it, then you fucking do something about it. Unless you're a corporate fucking shill. Now, Christopher Knowles on Facebook pointed me to this post on Salon, which is it's entitled The Progressive Case Against Obama. And it is quite good. And it does explain why progressives should be absolutely outraged and horrified by Obama. And this also explains why Mitt Romney in the last debate chose to bring up declining wages and why Ryan had his big speech on poverty, like the Republicans care about anybody fucking dying in the gutter. Well, not that the Democrats do either. But I think there is an attempt being made to blur the distinctions between these parties even further. That's why you will find a Republican talking about the decline in real wages and a Democrat who says nothing about it. Because Obama has been much more so than anybody else about increasing the wealth of the wealthy and decreasing the real wealth of the 99%. And if you look at that article in Salon, you will see that the actual wealth gap has increased under Obama, under his policies, not as a legacy of the Bush administration, not as a result of the Republican Congress, but as a direct result of his own policies and those of the democratically controlled Senate that he had for 2 fucking years that failed to do a motherfucking thing. And as far as I'm concerned, the one critical thing in that article, which is so amazing that should cause every one of you who ever thought that Obama will be at least better than the fucking cutthroat rapist, metaphorically speaking, Romney, it was the Bush administration who decided to give the Democrats a sop, as it were, by saying here, when they had the bailout, they said, we are willing to say banks will be required to lower the amount you owe on your home. In other words, to take down the value, to write off the loss whenever your house lost its value. That way, you would not be on the hook for the entire, inflated price of your house. It was actually the outgoing administration that said to the incoming Obama administration, we are willing to give you this, you can write down the notes. Obama vetoed it. And as Tim Geithner pointed out in that article, it is reiterated, he said this is not about helping homeowners, this is not about reducing the mortgage problem or helping the mortgage problem, it's about spreading out the pain for the banks. And that's exactly what it is. So, the question comes down to, who really is the fucking worst? If you had to make a choice based on the lesser of two fucking evils, who is the worst? Really? Who's the worst? Who is the lesser of two evils? In my point of view, Obama is the worst because he is able to do things without any kind of opposition, as I've pointed out time and time and time again before. The only problem is Obama has effectively destructed any fucking left that was left in this country, so that a Romney presidency would be no better. So, is there a lesser of two evils? My contention is no. That's why I say do not vote at all. Do not engage in a corrupt system that is, at its very root, about promoting a corporatist agenda, which is all about enslaving the rest of the fucking population. And if you continue to engage in that activity, then do not be fucking surprised whenever you wake up in the morning with a fucking knife sticking out of your goddamn kidney. And don't complain to me about how you're getting fucked and shafted every fucking turn, and how you're losing your job and your house continues to lose value and you're running on the brink of foreclosure, homelessness, joblessness, and everything else. Because all of this is, if there's a problem, let's spread the pain for the wealthy. Fuck everybody else. And that's going to be true for Romney, that's going to be true for Obama. So, is there a lesser of two evils? No. They're both exactly as evil as each other. Simple. Thank you. Good day.